Now, everyone who is listening to this is a recruiter. Chances are a good 50 to 70% of you have either got a mortgage or you're thinking of getting a mortgage. Now, bear with me. Why the hell am I talking about me, a recruiter, talking about mortgages? Well, I'm very passionate about property. I'm very passionate about this subject. And I don't even have to give a disclaimer that this is not financial advice. This is financial advice, but not in the sense that you think it's going to be. When you take out a mortgage to buy a home, great. Congratulations, you now have a house. You've also now got a 20 to 30 year time frame to pay it off. That's what the bank says. They go, cool, it's 25, 30 year payment terms. That's typically what we do. And I think a lot of people go into mortgages thinking, oh, I'll pay that off sooner. Guarantee you, unless you plan for it, you won't, okay? It's a grind. It's a chipping of away. A theme that's running through a few of the people in my office at the moment is asking that question, like, what do you really want to achieve with your property portfolio? What are you trying to achieve with your house? And they all say, I'd love to pay down the mortgage. You go, well, you're at the current rate doing it in 25 years' time. Do you really want to be here doing this job in 25 years' time, chipping away at that mortgage? Or should we actually just set ourselves a challenge? Why not pay it off in 5? And this is the crux of the episode. Why do we let the banks dictate 25, 30 years to pay down this house? When we are in a business, recruitment is a license to print money. If you get it right, you can really print money. Why can't we pay these things off in 5 years' time? And I want to challenge you to this thinking. And it might not be a house or a mortgage. It might be paying off a car or a loan, or it might be saving up for something. If you've set yourself a goal to save up for a big trip over the next 12 months, why don't you do it in 3 months? The purpose for this episode is to shorten the timeframes you set yourselves and the targets you set yourself to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Because I think the biggest fallacy that we create for ourselves in life is that we let time just disappear. That is our finite resource. Time. Once it's gone, it's gone. I know you've heard that before. So for me, it's about going, okay, I've got a house, I've got a mortgage. At the moment, on its current trajectory, it's 25 years until I pay that thing off. Fuck you, bank. No, I'm not doing that. Let's do it in 5. Now, what is doing it in 5 going to actually do? Next time you sit down, it's actually quite timely. It's halfway through the year. We're going to start doing our month plans. I'm going to do a full episode on the next 6 months and how we want to, plan that out. So that'll be coming in the next few episodes. When you have a very clear objective at the top of your planning sheet, it kind of all the activities that you create feed into that. So if I now want to pay off, as an example, my mortgage in 5 years' time, I can't just do what I'm doing at the moment and think that I'll get there, because no, I won't, because at the moment I'm paying off what I need to pay off, and that's about it, right? So if you're sitting there and you're thinking this makes sense, what does shortening the time frame do? It essentially makes you reevaluate and think how you're going to get to where you want to get. So if you've got a plan to hit certain targets, and each year in, year out, you make 500 grand in billings a year. Great. If I said to you, well, you now need to quadruple that to $2 million billings in a year, the first thought that every single person has, and including you, is that how would I quadruple my billings? Do I quadruple my output? No. You can't actually put more time in. When you start thinking of it like this, what you do already occupies 100% of your working time, and it's yielding you a $500,000 return. So you can't actually put more time into doing it exactly the way you're doing it now. At the moment, it's not going to happen. You're already capped out. So now we have to go to the next layer down and go, what efficiencies can I create? So now your brain starts to actually sit back and look at it quite differently. If I want to get, they always say to earn your first million is one strategy. To go from 1 million to 10 million is a completely different strategy. And it's no different with your billings. To go from 0 to 500 grand in billings is a strategy, but to go from 500 to a mil or 500 to 2 million, it's a whole nother kettle of fish. And what got you to 500 won't necessarily get you to 2 million. So again, what's the context for this? Let's reduce the time it takes to pay down your mortgage. And let's do that at our desk with our work. So if you're going to start sitting down and plan out the next 6 months, I actually want you to start thinking, what's what else can I do? How else can I approach this? The beauty of ramping up the output that you expect on yourself is that the energy, the workload that you put in actually increases, even though we've already said we're capped out at 100%, but it does. It makes you think about things in different ways. So it's like, we've talked about this stuff before, but do I need to get an assistant? Do I need to get a VA? Yes, you probably do. Probably need a couple of them. Is my market big enough? All of a sudden you go, I can't make more out of this market. It's kind of capped out because if I start sourcing from the same pots, I'm just diminishing returns. Well, let's open up the territory. Can we open up another state? Can we open up another market? Is there another complementary market? Your brain starts to think about how I can do it. And when you're thinking about systems and strategies to support that, and it's not just about you and your output, it's like trying to think a bit bigger than yourself, you'd be amazed at what answers you come up with. So I encourage you guys today, the crux of this episode is to let your mind wander, set a target, a challenge to take your mortgage or whatever you're saving up for. If the time frame is 12 months or it's 20 years, let's cut it in quarter. So if it's 12 months saving plan, let's cut it down to 3 months and let's see what sort of plan you could come up with in terms of making that money quicker. And if you're trying to pay off your mortgage in 20 years' time, how do we pay it off in 5? How do we pay it off in 5? You can't do it yourself is the point. You need to up the game. You need to up the strategies. You need to up the systems and the support. You probably need to widen your market. You need to probably get more clients. You need to get more candidates. But you can't do it yourself. So let your mind wander. Seriously, go for a walk. Have a think about it. If you're in sales, the same thing applies. How do you do more? How do you do more? Okay? Because there's always someone doing more than you. Why are they doing more? I hope this sparks a thought for someone. It's a really fun concept to do, and you'll be amazed at what comes out of it. You might not employ all of the techniques. You might not institutionalize all of the things you come up with, but you might get one that actually pushes you up to the next level. And that's the whole point here. How do we nudge ahead? How do we nudge ahead? How do we nudge ahead? And if that's going to motivate you, because I think a mortgage and knocking it off does motivate a lot of you. Can you imagine now, every month you don't pay the bank your interest, you put it in your pocket for your holidays, you put it in your fund. My good, why wouldn't you want to knock off your mortgage in 5 years as opposed to 20? Let's do it. Let's do it together. It's all our time for you today. Like, share, subscribe. I hope this helps someone. It'll help someone else grow. As always, have an amazing day. May all your deals come true.